In this video, we're going to look at the Beretta 84BB. Now, a whole bunch of these just have hit the market and they're for sale by several places. But before we get into the review, it is critical that you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button to this channel. This is a different channel. This is Coba's Precious Metals. It's not the Coba 49. The AI Gestapo has gotten me, and I got hit with a strike for a video I made 5 years ago, and I've been suspended. So I can't upload or do anything for a week, maybe more. And something like this, a deal like this, is time critical, and I'm trying to get content and the word out, and it would help me a lot if you find this by please hitting the subscribe button and getting this channel get some more, get noticed and help out. So, 84BB, we'll open it up, comes in the, whenever you get any of these, they come in this little box. And we have the pistol, and that's it. No spare mag or nothing. Now, generally, and I gotta use code for prices and value. Generally, these pistols used run close to 400 units. Any of you that are familiar with my channel know what I'm talking about. Actually, I have an 85BB that I bought a time ago from Atlantic, and that's the version with the single stack mag. And I paid 450 units for it to be, delivered to my dealer and get it in my hand. I'm paying him 20 units for doing the transfer. Alright, so who's selling them? Classic Firearms, PSA, Grab a Gun. Sportsman Warehouse has them. I don't know if AIM Surplus has them or not. You have to look around. But a bunch of these came in and all of these places have them. Now, going back to PSA. PSA has been selling these for quite some time. And they've lowered their value quite a bit. Down to $299.99 units. Okay, so that's going to be the lowest one. Now, if you go to, and this I just got an email thing the other day. It was like Friday or something. DK Firearms. Now, DK Firearms, the price listed would be, it's about 330 units, but that includes shipping and there's no sales tax charged. So it came out to, with the 20 for my transfer dealer, 350 units, where if I got it from PSA, it would be 360 units. So, what was the problem with PSA? Like I said, they've had these on the market for a long time. Now this model, the 84, everyone grabs this up because this model has the 13-round magazine, other than the 85, which I have, that has a single stack, I think it's 7 or 8-round mag, and is an older gun. I believe the date on this one is either 88 or 98 or something. It's hard for me to see. But if you look, the proof marks in that, this gun came in not in terrible shape. Now, the reason PSA has had trouble selling these firearms is they listed them in good to very good condition, but a lot of the customer photos of the guns that they show are not that nice. I mean, some of them have chipped or broken grips, a lot of wear, rust. One of them I seen, there was rust on the top of the barrel and stuff. So what did this one look like when it come in? And they do say good to very good. So they kind of rearranged it in that. But the price on these, if you go to Sportsman's Warehouse, I can have one ordered and brought to the store. But I believe at 400 units and sales tax, they're not going to charge me a transfer fee. You know, it's going to be well over 400 beans, okay? So, what is the condition? The biggest complaint from PSA, and they've been trying to sell these things for forever, for months, and they're not moving. The biggest complaint was wearing that. So here's our original magazine, and you can see it's from a gun that has been carried. The floor plate of this magazine is pretty beat up, but it's fairly well the body and overall condition. This is going to be, when you holster this, that's what's going to be exposed. So as we look along the gun itself, there's a lot of proof marks and that on there. I don't know what this other serial number is, but we'll get a close-up of all the markings. A lot of cool markings on there. And proof marks, a PB, GF, and what's really cool is the import mark it's on. I'll show it to you on the other side. But the top of it, we're in good shape, okay? It's got one white thing on the sight and a dot up front, which is kind of dull. They could be touched up. You got some blemishes on the finish, you know, here. It's like rust, a little bit of rust, light rust and corrosion. And see, on this side, it's more prominent. There is pitting along the edge of the slide here. Okay. Some corrosion and pitting. And what's really cool is on the underside here, where my finger is, that's where your import mark is. That's pretty cool marking there. It's not on the bottom of the trigger guard or nothing. Okay. And you can see here there's some rust and pitting. Alright, so rust on the slide, and we go up to the front here, and there is rust on the end of the slide, and I'm hoping not on the barrel crown. Okay, so there's spot rust. This can be, you know, I mean, and it is pitted. It's not going to go away. Those are pits, okay, in there. But a little steel wool and, you know, ballistostol or something, or some sort of CLP, you could polish that up a little and make it look a little bit better. Then also I noticed when I went, another place that wears is the trigger guard here. It appears that somebody is painted, because I don't know what this finish is. It's kind of like I don't know what the finish on the alloy is, anodized or some kind of finish, but it looks like this one, the trigger guard, was beat up a bit. You can see it on both sides, and somebody's touched that up with something. It probably was bare white metal at one point, but it looks like it's been recoated. There is, on the inside, or this side of the grip, you can see where there's wear, where it's exposed, the metal, a little bit where the trigger is hit down in here. But in actuality, the rest of the gun, usually a lot of the wear on these duty guns is up in here, because this is the part that's exposed from the holster. Okay. And this is where you get your wear, is up on these high points here, and it's also where your grips are going to get screwed up, is up on this upper part. But that's all in pretty good shape. Okay, and even on this pin here, that is pitting on there. Okay, rust and pitting, and a little on the slide release. So there is some rust and pitting on this, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I can clean this up pretty good. Actually, compared to a lot of the ones I've seen people complain about, this gun is in fairly good shape compared to some of them that they had at PSA. Alright, and another thing, the reason this is time critical is I bought this gun the same day that I got the email, Friday. And they do offer for 20 extra units to hand select. And what they'll do is they'll lay 10 guns out and just visually look at them. And out of those 10, the one that looks the best is what they'll send you. Now, the thing about hand select is if this is the best that they got, okay, you can pay an extra 20 and get a gun with, you know, this rust. This is what people were complaining about. We'll look at the barrel there. Hopefully there's a little bit of corrosion. Yeah, I don't know what. I'm going to have to clean this up. Hopefully that didn't affect the crown. And as for the barrel, I got to clean it. It looks like, I don't know if that's rust or not on there. Well, I'm going to go down and try to clean this gun and that. But the reason I'm trying to get this out is because as they sell these off, you're going to find that they want a good review. When they send you a gun, they want you to give them a decent review. So they're going to send the nicest ones out first to whoever orders them so they get a good feedback. And if you wait too long or wait, a month or something, it was like that with some other guns they had. Then, they're going to be sending you the stuff that's in pretty rough shape. Okay, that's just the way they are. They're not trying to be dishonest. It's just they sent me this gun. It was the lowest price I can get. Yes, there's blemishes and that on it, but overall, it's not really bad. We're like there's huge worn spots on the back of the grip and stuff. I've seen pictures of some come out of PSA that had heavy rust. I mean reddish yellow rust on the barrel. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and I'm going to clean this bore to make sure, because there's something in there. I'm going to run something through this and then come back and then we'll wrap this video up. And I got to try to get it up online. Okay, so I went down, disassembled it. I'll show you clearly where the import marking is there on the underside of the slide. It looked like there was it's fouling is what it was. I've cleaned the bore out. There was some residue in there and I had to scrub it pretty good with an oversized bronze brush, about 10 strokes, and I got just about most of it out. At first I did about 3 or 4 strokes and I said, oh man, is that really rust? But it's not. It's fouling. It came out, and probably with more cleaning after I go out and test fire this gun, I'm going to clean the hell out of it. And that's a look at the frame in that. Like I said, in pretty good shape. It's not terrible, even though there is some rust and stuff on there and pitting. It's not super horrible, and considering the fact I got it for a fairly reasonable price, I'm not going to complain. Get this through. There we go. Alright, so there it is, guys. So I think the lowest you're going to find it is DK Firearms. So I'd get over there if you know and take a look at what they got. Next would be PSA, but then again, PSA's having trouble selling them because a lot of people gave a real bad feedback about the condition. But that's about what you're going to get. Now, the thing is, if you're going to get something in this condition and be paying close to another, 100 units, that's the warning. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said, please remember to subscribe and help me out. I'm going to get this thing uploaded and try to get the word out. All right.